Welcome back to We Eat So Good. Today we have a nostalgia episode.
Why is it a nostalgia episode?
Because everyone has tomato soup at school.
That's true, yeah. Tomato soup. This is an elevated tomato soup. And these tomatoes were from the farmer's market. Look how red they are.
Yeah, I almost thought you color corrected it. I was like, that can't be real, but it is.
I know, I didn't have to do any color correction, but yeah, they were so good. And that's, I think, the main key for this is getting tomatoes that taste really good. Because if you get mealy, flavorless tomatoes, they just won't taste that great.
Right, and if you have to get grocery store tomatoes, always go with like the grapes or the cherries because that's where all the sweetness is going to be. Don't go with the big guys.
Yep, and you can cut this recipe in half if you want to, because this makes a lot, but one good thing about it is you can put it in the freezer and have it year-round, which is great.
Oh, that's my favorite. There's nothing better than on a cold day whipping up some nice tomato soup.
Yep, and this one will heat you up even more, because look at this, some jalapeno in there.
Yeah, and then once again, the most unpredictable of the peppers.
Yeah, because this was a few jalapenos and, a big pot of tomato soup, but they were pretty spicy. Good thing we like spice because, I don't know, worked out good.
Had some bite.
Yeah, I had some bite. A lot of garlic.
As always, a lot of garlic.
And here I'm just putting on some olive oil just because I'm going to roast them up.
Little roastafarians.
Yeah, little roastafarians.
And then salt and pepper. When you salt and pepper, you want to go maybe a little bit heavier than you normally would because that's actually going to bring out the flavors in veggies.
Yep, and you can definitely tell the difference if you roast it or not roast it. So take 20 minutes, put them in a really hot oven, and get them roasted up.
Mm-hmm. And it's also going to take down the moisture content, so you'll have like creamier instead of wetter soup. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think those are the right words, but I know what you're talking about, so that's good. And look at all your bowls. These were all bowls Courtney made, so here they all are all lined up.
Yeah, I've had my own little production factory recently with bowls.
Yeah, these are really cool, and and because we had all these bowls, I could get this in just like one shot, didn't have to move the camera, so that's always nice for us.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of nostalgia and classic, we're going to do a mirepoix here, which is carrot, celery, and onions. And this, I think, is kind of interesting too because this does not taste like chicken soup at all, and like mirepoix is the basis for a lot of soups, and you can change that so much.
What do you mean you can change that so much?
It's just like a base that's going to give you all the flavor you want that just gives you that homey sort of feeling. Like when you do this, people will come in the house and be like, oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And it doesn't take a lot either, it's not like you're doing an entire head of celery here and bags of carrots. It's just very little bit to get that like homey sort of flavor.
Yeah, you don't need any more sweetness from like the carrots or onions when you're doing the tomato soup because those are pretty sweet already, but they do add a really good texture and like depth of flavor.
Now you took the attention away from the butter.
Oh, I'm sorry. So put in tons of butter. Is that better?
That's way better.
Okay. And then just get the veggies nice and soft and basically put everything in the pot.
Yeah, a little salt and pepper. That salt's going to draw the moisture out too, so you can get more flavors going on. And you want to get that fawn on the bottom of the pan.
And this was a very heavy pan, lots of tomatoes. This is that, what's that company that makes these?
It's a Le Creuset, so it's a cast iron enameled.
Baking dish.
Yeah, baking dish. That's a good word.
Yep, so mix it all up together, get it cooking. And this is where the smell really starts coming out here.
Oh, yeah. And all the flavors. That's just a ton of sun-dried tomatoes there. And then here, when we go with a really flavorful soup, we'll often use just like a really high-end box stock. We won't sacrifice our own good stock.
Yeah, if it's going to be covered up with a lot of jalapeno and tomato and everything like that, you can use a really good box stock. If you have homemade stock, that's even better, but we went with the box this time. Mm-hmm. And you can modify it too. If you don't like it spicy, leave out the jalapenos. If you want to add more sun-dried tomatoes, it'll get even sweeter. So you can just keep modifying it and make it taste exactly how you want.
Yeah, if you wanted to go extra decadent, you could put some heavy cream in there.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm, I like that idea. Now, this always blows my mind. Like, it looks yellow when we blended it, right?
Yeah, it looked really pale, kind of yellow. But then once it all comes together here, it almost like changes color. It's really weird.
Yeah. Magic.
Yeah.
The magic of the kitchen. Now look at how creamy that is. Don't you just want to like dip a cracker or toast or something in there?
Little Worcestershire sauce, just more depth of flavor here. And
umami.
Umamis, yes. And this was balsamic concentrate, right?
Aged balsamic. Same thing.
Oh, okay. And I actually forgot to put the basil in when I was blending it, so I got out the hand blender here, which worked out really good. I probably could have done the whole thing with the hand blender, but that's how it goes.
And look at that classic grilled cheese tomato soup.
With a little corn in there, some fresh basil. So good.